All right. What are we doing right here? What are we looking at? What are we looking at? What are we looking at? Ooh, did we just set up a system for ourselves? Okay. All right, hello. I'm a duck. We're doing something a little different right now. I think, where are we? What are we doing? Here we go. Pop in something new. Haha. There we go. We've got a nice little video for you today. So I figured if I could, maybe I could just set up and do a little bit of work directly with what we've got going on here. I've posted a lot about the study method, and I figured that there are a lot of things you can see in a time lapse, but maybe seeing things real time here would probably help. Yes, you're going to see an overly animated human hand. I don't know who that human hand is, but he's doing a great job. All right, so we're going to go through a quick little sketch for a second. I'm going to show you guys, I guess, a live version of operating within the study method. So we're going to go here, our flat round brush. Yeah, I got a couple test brushes. Don't worry about that. Don't ask those questions. All right, so I think we're going to go ahead and do something with lips, since, that's what I started the study method with. Since we have kind of completed the study, this is going to be so janky because I'm far away right now. I want to be able to speak to you guys a little bit, though. So we're going to do a super scratchy, rough sketch of some lips just to kind of get ourselves in here, get a good feel for what we're doing. I usually do the framework of the lips, give us some barriers to operate into. Let's decide. I think we're just gonna, I burped real quick. I hope you guys didn't hear it. There. That's a nice little pair of lips. Real scratchy, real ridiculous. But let's do a little bit of work here. And let's make them a bit more, pull you in real fast. We'll make them a bit more clean now that I'm not at a weird angle. All right, so normally, real simple. I want them at an angle. I'm thinking 3/4 turn right now, which means that this is going to be shorter than this because we're going to see more of the mouth over here. And we're operating really close, so don't think that this has to be like super specific. There we go. We're going to clean that up just a little bit. Simple. Pretty scratchy, but, still good. We're actually going to change the way that the lips go here because I actually like this. This is more defined in my opinion. There we go. So I'm probably going to cut back, but welcome to a draw with Sofa. We're just going to do some quick little sketches to get comfortable first. I was just kind of, I was bored. I figured why not do a little draw with me video and get in a little bit of operational use of the study method. So we are going to pick a nice neutral color for the skin color. Let's go with something like this. And to reiterate what we've done. So we started with a flat round brush and we went ahead and scratched out some shapes for a lip, a couple lines in here. Nothing too crazy. Now we're going to go with a soft brush. Soft round. And we are going to just paint in the basic skin colors. It doesn't even have to be super perfect. Right now, we're just doing things that make us feel comfortable. So I like this to be very airy and not super defined either. And to be quite honest, I don't even follow the shape. I usually just blob this on here. All right. And so we're going to get our colors
dropped in here pretty well. Let's do that size. We're gonna go pretty light over this. So some areas I'm gonna be a little heavier handed, and it's because I'm expecting my shadows to be here. So to give you guys a little bit of insight, light source is gonna be from here. That's what I'm thinking. And this is nothing super serious. We're literally just going over it to get comfortable with drawing. This is kind of a thing I do right before I draw anything. I'll come in here and maybe I'll do eyes, maybe I'll do lips. It really, it really just depends on what I'm into at the moment. So I'm gonna put a little bit more darkness there, but these are gonna be a bit more full. And keep in mind, this is not gonna look perfect. We're not trying to make it look perfect. I usually grab me a nice dark red, a super deep burgundy, and I blob some more colors in. I think about some shadows. All right. I'll put a little bit there. A little bit above there. Now, because we're not trying to be super defined with this, we're using the round brush, but usually I like to switch the flat after so I can give myself a little bit more solid shape here. I like making sure that we have a good separation. Keep in mind, when I do this method, it's not like rocket science for me. You know what I mean? Like I'm not, oh no, I have to do this step right away. I have to do it exactly at this point. Like I'm not making it that complicated for myself. You guys have heard before, when I talk about doing art, I'm just trying to have fun. Legitimately, I just want to enjoy the experience. Ooh, I'm sure these pen strokes are getting caught by the mic.
We got drawing ASMR with Sofa King Duck. Let us begin. Sorry guys, this is what happens when I'm having fun and I'm just doing things. I fall into the voices pretty quickly. This is why I should probably just start the voice acting like immediately. All right guys, so that's not the right one. Whatever I was doing last time. You guys don't need to know that. So we're gonna do a medium hard airbrush. This is all regular Procreate stuff. I'm not using any of the brushes I've created. This is all standard Procreate brushes. I don't want people to think that, you have to have the best of the best or whatever to do anything. Like you can grab a pencil and go to town on this stuff, all right? All right, so here's the thing. Now we're going to start blending. And after we blend, you guys know the study method, you know that we are going to immediately heavily define everything that's here. And I think the blending happens pretty quickly and pretty well once you've gotten used to, doing a lot of the studies and everything. Once you've gotten into the process and you have a lot of this stuff in your mental library, I don't think I've drawn like just a pair of lips by themselves in a long time. So a lot of this is just coming from the things I've learned. But this is actually one of my favorite, probably my most favorite parts of drawing anything. I was actually kind of afraid that I was going to ruin this. Watch me still possibly ruin it. Yeah, first I'm drawing live on the internet. Oh my God. And then I ruin it. Imagine if I were streaming this. I'd be stressed. I could probably stream. Yeah. Comment down below if you want Sofa to stream. I don't know if we can. I don't know if we're gonna do that, but we'll see. Okay. So when it comes to how I do this, mostly I'm just trying to get a shape down. I'm trying to get more of the feel. I'm putting the colors in the right place and I'm blending what I deem necessary. Like, I'm going to tell you right now from what we're looking at. So we're going to darken these. That's another thing that I like to kind of point out when it comes to a lot of this. Let's talk about why I've only blended certain things. Because if you're looking at this, you'll see right now that like there's certain things I have not blended, and that's on purpose. It all is on purpose. So I said that the light source is going to be over here, right? Well, because of that, this is going to catch light, which is why I did not blend this area. But I tried to blend below here because it was brighter before. These are the things that I'm seeing already before the quick little sketch and render is done. These are definitely going to be darker. We're going to darken those up when we start detailing the lines. But we're going to put a little shine here on the bottom lip. I always put a little bit of shine on top to separate, like, show that separation. That's why I only did a light shadow here and didn't really color this in. Plus, we're not doing a full face anyway. So, we're not diving too deep into, oh, well, this has to be there and there. Like, we're not doing a full portrait. But yeah, that's the reason why I left certain areas untouched. Like here, I didn't blend this super hard because I'm going to put a little bit of a light source, or a little bit of a reflection of the light source here. Keep in mind, that's what we're doing. We're reflecting the light sources. So let's go ahead and let's dive into deepening these colors. So we're going to define, and what I used to do, and you know what, screw it, we can still do it, is I used to use the, right here, the soft round brush, or soft brush, whatever you want to call it, I don't care. I call it a soft round, but I used the soft round brush to get those defined lines in there before. Now my usual process is throwing in the test pen at the end, but I think we're still gonna go through this, and then we're gonna combine both of those steps pretty much. So like I said, we're putting this shadow here because this is a pocket into the corner of the mouth. We're going over it. See how that separates so nicely? I actually really like using burgundy for this because it looks almost lineless in a way. It seems kind of like that lineless painting style. I ruined that. Do you see that? That's terrible. Did I get it? I did get it. I need to calm down. This is why this is like super hard for me. So normally I will actually crouch over the iPad. You know what? What the hell are we doing? We're gonna flip the canvas. Hell yeah. All right. That's another thing. When you flip canvases and stuff, you'll hear, you guys are gonna see me turn this a whole bunch. Ignore the cords back there. I need some of them. You guys are gonna see me turn this a whole lot just to make sure that I'm getting things right. And also, extra lines, don't worry about that. If you put an extra line into a space where you're gonna have shadow, like here, it's perfectly fine because we're not done blending. Keep that in mind. We're not done blending. All right, so let's get the other corner pocket of this mouth. All right, and you know what? I'm not even gonna make this perfect. We're just gonna go over that. Oop, there we go. Understanding these light sources is really going to help you when it comes to defining this stuff. So now let's flip back. Cool. Move stuff around a lot. So a lot of times people will tell you don't zoom in, and I agree, do not zoom in. However, I'm going to zoom in just a little bit because I know what I'm doing within my own methods. Give this a little shape here still.
we're going to probably add a highlight over that instead. And we're gonna dial this up a bit. In a good mood today. I had ice cream. This looks good. This looks good so far. Some of you are probably like, that's garbage, Sofa, it's trash. Oh well, you know, it's my art. I get to feel good about it if I want. So yeah, we're most of the way done here. We've done a lot of, you know, the different steps. We did the shaping, we've added a little bit of shadow, but I want to save that till later. To like deepen those shadows. Actually, you know what? No, I don't. Let's go ahead and add those shadows in right now. Scratch that. We're not adding the shadows in anymore just yet. I want to give these lips a little bit more color. You know, give them a little bit of saturation. Yeah. And then we'll barely touch that, but not a lot. I still need the light from it. So now let's add our shadows. Right under the center. A little bit on the edges, but mostly under the center. Yeah, guys, realistically, I do stuff like this because it's a feel-good drawing, you know? Warm-ups, I think, should be fun. I think you should warm up by doing things that make you feel good. Afterwards, of course, you can, you know, you do whatever you want. Or, you know, if you have like a very specific curriculum that you're trying to go after, I think that, you know, that's great. But the first thing you draw should be something fun. And the reason I actually did the lip study was not just because of Chill Light Experiment, although that was the thing that brought it on. I didn't like how my lips were looking initially. I singled out lips, and specifically lips, because I felt like this was one of those things that I could just kind of go through the process in. I could sit down and, I don't want to say rush through it, but I could go through every step of it all the way. And then, you know, after doing that, I'd feel better about it. I know that I've probably said, you know, a whole lot. And when I watch this back, it's going to piss me off. I'm probably going to try and edit a bunch of them out. I've been doing it lately. I have no idea where it came from. Got me feeling like I'm over here Kingdom Hearts or some shit.
How about one more, you know?
All right, so we are at the beautiful highlights section. So we're gonna go ahead and get that center. And we're working from big to small, like we should. I want more shape here. Yeah. Realistically, this would blend in if we were doing a full face, and it would look better. But we'll deal with that some other time. You know, we might fix it. Why not? All right. So let's get these. Is that too low? No, it's fine. Yeah, another thing about this is that, like, I'm not messing around with blending modes because I want to be able to fully render this on my own. You know, it's cool to utilize blending modes as a tool, but for the most part, you need to be able to understand this stuff. Like from the beginning, from top to bottom.
All right.
This is looking pretty good. And now we get to get brighter and smaller. So like I said, we're going from big to small here. And here's what we're doing. We're focusing on those little extra reflections. Think about the shape of the lip and what you're gonna see. Like those different itty bitty folds that allow the lips to stretch a little bit. Those are the things that we're thinking about at the moment. Now, I said that the shadow and shine steps, they happen kind of interchangeably, and this is the reason why. because like I'm adding in the things that I feel matter here. I'm trying to make sure that like I get all the things that I like in this piece of artwork. All right, we're gonna do that because this is showing here, and I want it to put more here. That's another thing. Look at the I mentioned it during the lip study. Look at the top lip and look at all the places where you have light, and then look at the bottom lip and understand that there should be some reflection somewhere. That's what these are doing. They're reflecting off of each other. Like the light source is hitting one of them, depending on, you know, where your light source is, up high, down low, whatever. The light source is hitting one and reflecting onto the other. Could be hitting both, but for the most part, I think of it as, you know, I don't get trapped in the chicken and the egg paradox with this. Just pick one. Like if it's up high, just be like, okay, well, you know, maybe it's hitting the bottom lip because of the angle, maybe because this is juicier, and it's reflecting off and hitting here. And just don't get too caught up in it. You can figure out more with lighting when you want to do a little bit more testing and, you know, figure some other things out, but don't get too caught up in it. Okay, so this is looking pretty good. I am going to actually dial back to this color, right? And this is where I'm going to kind of zoom in a little bit, and we're going to go right in between those light sources. Hold up. I didn't like that one. You don't have to zoom in to do this stuff, but I like to, just to get a lot of this taken care of. I want it to come out of this shadow, but not really be seen too much in here. I'm gonna go in here for this one, but this gets darker and I like that, so we'll leave that there. I haven't done the lip study, or I haven't done the lip study itself in so long that I'm not sure what order I really would have done this. I feel like I would have done the darker parts first, because adding that shine in there is always fun. You know what I mean? And the thing is, I should probably use a less saturated color as well. Like this color would probably work pretty well for that. I just don't want it to show up too much. That's because I'm trying to think of the blood that's under the skin, right? And this is messy. It's meant to look messy, okay? Like don't feel like it has to be perfect. This is us warming up to the actual piece of art that eventually we would do. But this is just essentially like a nice little warm up. There we go. That's pretty much it. If you want to make it better, and this is gonna bother me because I have no choice, I'm gonna predispose some lines in here, just a little bit. Let's see. These look too big, but it's okay. Again, it's just a fun sketch. So here's what I do now. Where are we? We're right here. Don't worry about my test pen. If I had better line confidence, these would be smoother. But it's okay, because they don't have to be. Keep in mind, we're just having fun here. There we go. Nice little set of lips, you know. Looks pretty good. A little bit of line in there. Comic realism, semi-realism. yeah, there we go. This is the performance of the study method at work. I haven't done the lip study in forever, and I was able to come back in here and do a simple sketch and render of a pair of lips. No reference, none of that. Easy. And you know, there's still some things that of course I would have gotten better, but like this is something I would do lately. I think I've been doing I've probably been doing eyes more recently, I think. Yeah, I think I did. Even in a recent video, I think I actually had like a quick little eye sketch that I did, or a couple of them. But yeah, this is something I would do before working a piece of art. I'll probably start doing lips more often again. I stopped doing them because I felt like it was kind of a cop-out, because I had gotten so good with it in my own opinion. You know, I had gotten to the level that I wanted. I can always you know, render these more, get hyper realistic with it, or something. There's always a way to increase this, but I think I did really good with them. And I got to a point where I was like, well, there's other stuff that I could like brush up my skills on, but maybe I'll come back to these. Maybe, you know, maybe I'll come mess around with them. I hope you guys enjoyed like watching me operate in the study method and just, you know, showcase like all the different things that I do in real time. I've wanted to do a video like this for a long time. I just never got to that point of, oh, well, let's take it on. You know, let's take on that aspect of the project, or sit down and record. Plus, I didn't really have the setup to do that. Now I do. So, yeah, if you guys liked seeing me draw something real quick in real time like this, let me know. Say something in the comments if you enjoyed it. Ask me, I don't know, maybe we'll do something different. Maybe we'll do a real-time study method for eyes next, and I can show that off pretty well. That'll be fun. Maybe we'll do one for all of them. Maybe I'll include that in study method videos going forward. Some of these are not so grandiose, so I'd probably group them together. But with that being said, I'll see you soon.